You could have a lot of money and not necessarily be happy. You could be very much in love and not necessarily be healthy. And not perishing is, for the most part, my #1 priority. Everyone is perishable, but you try to sustain it for as long as you can.
To get in when we come back, so they were given the stamp. So when you come back,
Santos Party House is a really great New York City venue, a nightclub as well, owned by my next guest, who is Andrew W.K. Andrew W.K. has been a rock and roll musician for 15 years. He is a music producer, he is a motivational speaker. He also had hosted a TV show on Cartoon Network, a game show called Destroy, Build, Destroy. He writes a column in Village Voice, answering any question that you have for him. So I'm very excited to present this special edition of New York Real to you. We filmed it on a street of New York City, actually in Midtown. That's our style. That's how we like it, because Andrew loves New York City and New York City loves him. My recent favorite is his new radio show called America WK. So if you haven't listened to it, go check it out. I listen to it when I'm running. I don't know why. Like, instead of listening to music, I like Andrew's voice in my ear when I'm running. It really motivates me. I'm inspired by Andrew all around, by his presence and the fact that he's very chill and calm, even though his specialty is partying. Welcome again to New York Real. Enjoy my special episode for you, an interview with Andrew W.K.
3, 2, 1.
This is New York Real. I'm Olive. Today my guest is the king of partying, Andrew W.K.
Yes, happy to be here. Thank you for having me on your program.
So I'm gonna fast forward
Okay.
to the important questions that I always ask my guests.
All right.
Number one is, if you can FaceTime or Google Hangout or Skype the 20-year-old Andrew, what would you have told him?
Hello, how are you? I guess first of all. Nice to see you, although this is very strange. I can't believe this is happening. It's some kind of time travel. I guess I would ask him just sort of how he's doing and what he thinks of this, seeing me in the future. Like his take on that, because he would probably be pretty surprised. And the thing is, then I would remember it happening too, so it would get quite complicated very quickly, because it's happening like to me in the future and in the past, so I probably have a memory of it. No, just say, hey, you know, have some fun, keep doing what you're doing, because whatever you did worked out, because it didn't die, and I'm able to talk back to you, so just do everything you did.
True.
You know, no other advice really, because you know, even the things that maybe seem like mistakes, they ended up resulting in me not perishing. And not perishing is, for the most part, my #1 priority. Everyone is perishable, but you try to sustain it for as long as you can. So I would really just say thanks for doing all the good stuff that allowed me to not perish, allowed us to not perish.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's not even going back to give advice, it's going back to say thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for helping me live this long. Let's keep it going.
So that takes us to question number 2. There are 4 things that we always try to balance. My internet mentor, Ty Lopez, he said, wealth, health, love, and happiness. Would you be able to give us some tips on each of them? Health, wealth, love, and happiness. I'm not sure about your diet right now. I've heard of raw food. I've seen you play guitar with a pizza.
Pizza is good. Yeah, I guess that's not raw. Well, I guess they all seem like one thing. All those four things sort of seem like they're related, you know, very closely, because you can't. Generally, it seems like you can't have one without the other. I mean, you could have a lot of money and not necessarily be happy. You could be very much in love and not necessarily be healthy. You know, you could be very happy and, well, happiness and love seem very much the same. And health, obviously, is probably the most important, because if you're not if you perished, as we mentioned earlier, then you couldn't experience anything, or you're experiencing some other thing that we just can't imagine right now. So you know, you try to not perish, try to have some fun, you try to sustain yourself. I mean, wealth so much in terms of material wealth isn't that important. You want to just have enough to get by so you can do the other stuff, you know what I mean?
You're big on spending money, not saving.
Well, I try just not to have, I try to have that, all the money stuff be relatively secondary. When it starts to take center stage, it tends to distract from the less tangible things that are more delicate, like, you know, health, for example, like happiness, like love, those things that are based more on an inner life rather than on the outward life, the material life. That's very easy to measure. You can say, I have this much money. You can say, I have this car. You can say, I have these clothes. You can say, I have these things. It's the inner life that is more delicate, and it takes a different kind of concentration to focus on. So you don't want to get too distracted with the outside stuff to the degree that you lose track of the inside stuff. Because that's where it all emerges from anyway. Something like that.
I want to insert a 2.5 question.
2.5 question? Okay.
Yes, because I was doing my research, I realized that you do everything 2 years ahead of me before me.
Oh, really? Oh,
I
wow.
played piano when I was 6. You started at 4.
Yeah, around there.
You went to New York City at 18. I think you had 20.
Okay.
So
well, that's an interesting pattern. That is true.
I think you must be a fast learner, and I really want to know how you were like as a kid.
Well, you know, I had a fine time, you know, again, very fortunate to have nice parents and nice family in general, nice friends around, a lot of opportunities, a lot of privileges, a lot of good fortune, nice town, you know, nice schools, nice lessons, light piano, swimming, art classes, things to engage me and introduce me to the world. But other than that, in terms of my disposition, I was maybe rather serious and very frightened and very nervous a great deal of the time.
Really?
Yeah, for the most part, but not unlike many young people. You know, overwhelmed by the world and its magnitude. And then also, you know, very depressed and very angry and very, just a lot of bad feelings that I hope to then try to overcome and try to do something fun and good and nice, you know. So yeah, that's probably the best I could sum it up, but it's hard to remember exactly what it was like, because I just feel like it's the same thing as now. You know, I was there then and I'm here now, and it's just continued on. I more or less feel the same way, I just have different ways of trying to deal with it. Handle it. Continue.
Moving through time.
Yeah.
Surviving. Do not expire.
Yeah, don't perish, don't expire, if you can help it.
So my last question for you is, well, since we're in New York City.
Yes. Grand area.
Oh, we can hear that.
Oh yeah, that is a siren. That is people on the go, on the move, hopefully to help someone in need.
What is your absolute favorite memory of New York City?
That's a great question. I don't probably have one favorite, there's many favorites, but actually I like this area quite a bit. I used to live on 53rd Street, and so that whole time of my life I have a lot of good memories of. There was a mosquito infestation in my apartment that was year-round, strangely enough. Normally you would expect them to perish. Yeah, in the summer is when you expect them, maybe the spring, maybe a little bit in the fall, but certainly not the winter. Well, we had in the winter too, and it was a nightly battle with these buzzing mosquitoes, and they would try to feast on you. I mean, again, I don't want them to perish, but these were bloodsuckers, and it would keep you from getting rest and getting deep sleep, so I would try to squash them. And the strange thing is every night it was just one mosquito, one single mosquito, and I would hear it, it would buzz in your ear, it would buzz, you'd feel it land, and you'd try to flinch. So eventually I would turn on the light and I would just look around the room. Sometimes it would take 5 seconds, sometimes it would take 2 hours until I found it. It was always just one at a time, very bizarre. Then I would smash it, mash its body, and then get through the rest of the night. That was it. It was just every night a new one was doled out. I would hunt it down, mush its body. Next night a new one was doled out. It was.
The lifespan is shorter than a year, so it's generations of the same family.
It had to have been, yeah, some sacred family, and I don't feel good about mashing them, but I think if I had, they could have driven me crazy if I hadn't. There is a theory that if you just really give thanks to the mosquito, then it will leave you alone, but there wasn't any other animals or people really nearby for it to feast on, so it was going to probably be me or some poor bird. Maybe I spared a bird, the misfortune of the mosquitoes.
Be like an old type.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. See, I actually don't even know what type I am. That's not good. I should
yeah,
probably know that in case I need transfusion.
Then that's your favorite memory.
That's the memory that...
The rest of your night was.
Well, that was one of the ones that comes to mind. Yeah, because I've never experienced anything quite like that. I've struggled with mosquitoes like anyone here and there, but never like it was this this ordeal every night of an offering of one mosquito and the hunt,
Well, it's over.
On that note, yeah, thanks so much, and try to make peace with mosquitoes ultimately. But like so many of these things, it becomes them or you, and it's not a good situation to be in. But I don't want to. I have to mash it. Not happily though. I don't do it lightly. That's the thing. You can when you mash a bug or something like that. You don't have to do it flippantly. I did it with a great sense of remorse.
Thank you.
Well, thank you again. Thank you. AndrewWK.com. The party's going on there. There's a lot of festivity in the form of computer offerings, and please check them out. And thank you for having me on the program.
And you're on tour right now.
Well, basically always on tour. There's always shows. There's this and that and the other. It's a variety. Again, it's a festivity approach to activity.
Your name a lot of times. My guy friends like, I just saw this guy. So cool. Photos like. Everything that I got from you is that you're always so open-minded and welcoming. Oh, well, that's nice to hear. I try. You said your friend, Andrew W.K, is your best friend.
Well, that's very kind of you. I'm striving to try to be a nicer person at all times, and it's not always easy, but you made it easy, and this was an experience that helped to bring about good cheer for me, so I'm thankful to you for that.
Thank you, Andrew.
Your advice column is awesome.
Thank you for checking that out.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being on New York Real.
Yeah, thank you, New York Real. Take it easy. Have some fun.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
You're looking for a higher love inside of me. The world can often act like a friend of me. Don't get ahead of me. Your love, my love, our love. If you wanna call it love, you gotta give it something more. Back down the path of least insistence. You left me holding the door.
Oh, throat. Oh, my vertebrae. Okay. It's a tender area.
Sorry.
Oh, that's fine. Thank you. By the way, your zipper is down.
Oh, the whole time.
I wasn't sure if
I
you should.
appreciate it.